analytics for the Internet of Things. Here to wake you up with analytics. So if snoring guy wants to get out of the way right now, I totally understand. I'm Shawn Conahan, founder and CEO of AllSeen Alliance member Tellient. I'm here to talk about the biggest opportunity in technology in 100 years. And I guess this slide is something I don't have to tell anyone in this room. Depending on who you talk to, the Internet of Things is either a big opportunity, a huge opportunity, or a ginormous opportunity. Parenthetically, larger than the entire US GDP. But whatever the case, it's a paradigm shift and a lot of value is going to be created. Okay, so we're all going to get our share of $19 trillion if we just add Internet to things, right? Just make smart, connected things. That's all there is to it. Yes, but no. Connectivity feels like a huge opportunity, but what does it really mean for businesses and the products they make? The question I have, is it a feature or a gimmick? And that depends on whether you think a refrigerator is a streaming audio device, or if you think you need Facebook updates on your cooktop, which are real examples of things for the internet. Given some of the ways the companies are marrying the internet to their things, connectivity is being fundamentally misapplied, in many IoT segments anyway. Putting the consumer first when enhancing product features is absolutely the right thing to do, for sure. But honestly, putting Facebook updates on your stove is the appliance equivalent of jumping the shark. Instead, I want you to consider how transformative connectivity can be, not as a feature, but as a function. Instead of streaming music out of my refrigerator, measure the heat transfer efficiency of the coils and have the refrigerator send me an email alerting me that my pump is about to blow to avoid an expensive repair. When it comes to the Internet of Things, intrinsic value may be greater than extrinsic value. And even if you didn't add one new feature to your product and the only thing connectivity did was directly report product usage the way a website reports visitor activity, that would be a revolutionary step for most product companies. And here's my message to you today. Collecting, measuring, and meaningfully using that data is the single greatest opportunity in technology for the next 10 years. Someone said earlier, I think, that understanding what your customer desires are requires a better rev cycle, and pandering to your customer desires is a good way to make money. IoT analytics is a good way to know exactly what your customer's desires are. Okay. How do people use your products? How do you know? Can you imagine Amazon.com conducting a focus group with a dozen customers to figure out how people are using the website? No. Any product company embracing the Internet of Things is about to become an internet company. That means interacting with your customers like an internet company. It means deploying analytics tools to understand your customers and products in real time. It means building massive streams of data from millions of devices into product development, marketing, R&D, customer service, myriad institutional decision processes that never had the benefit of direct and unimpeachable data to drive competitiveness. Companies that recognize this reality will be closer to their customers with better solutions and greater market responsiveness. And really, when you think about it, the basis of business competitiveness over the past 100 years has been about leveraging information to gain an edge. Google, obviously, has applied this to selling online advertising, and they own like all the internet data. If Amazon were just a website where you could buy stuff, anyone could do it. But Amazon knows everything about their customers. The entire Amazon experience is optimized to please their customers. In the most breathtaking example of understanding predictive analytics, Amazon filed a patent on anticipatory package shipping. They know what you want before you buy it, and they'll ship it to you before you order it. And this saves them 40% on their shipping costs. They do it today. Okay, so how do traditionally offline companies achieve the same value? It starts with their products. So here's an example. Do light bulbs really need to be smart? $100 light bulb? The answer is absolutely yes. Once you experience controlling your lighting in your house from the convenience of your phone, you'll never go back to the comparatively barbaric on-off switch on the wall. I mean, really. Smart connected LED light bulbs are a revolution this category hasn't seen for 50 years. And it isn't just great for consumers. It's a watershed moment for lighting manufacturers as well. For the first time in history, a manufacturer can be directly connected to their customers through the data they generate. And that changes everything. Simply put, things are going to generate a lot of data, and collecting and applying all of that data is what changes a product into a solution, a product company into a solution provider, and a consumer into a partner. Okay, so Analytics 101. Analytics can be described as turning data into information. In general, analytics can be descriptive, predictive, or prescriptive. Put another way, your data can help answer what happened and why, what's probably going to happen, and what should I do about it. Oh, yeah, I was going to take that. Anyway, speaking of descriptive analytics, this is Charles Joseph Menard's famous infographic depicting Napoleon's march to and from Moscow in the bitterly cold winter of 1812. Many information scientists agree that it is the best statistical graphic ever drawn. It plots 6 types of data in 2 dimensions that are instantly understandable. 422,000 men departed and 10,000 returned. It's both beautiful and brutal. Yeah, so that was cheery. Okay, so back to back to light bulbs. I'm going to introduce the Acme Lighting Company to walk through some examples. So Acme has integrated Tellient analytics into each of their devices. The way a website tracks visitors, they can post useful data to Tellient to help make decisions. So one thing they know is when a bunch of their products go offline in a statistically significant way, say like in a geographic area. Boom. So how's that useful? Well, by monitoring and constantly correlating other related data, Acme can not only answer what happened, but also why. In this example, a region-wide blackout following a power surge can be correlated with high confidence based on time and geography. This is notable because a product failure caused by force majeure means the company does not have a warranty replacement liability. On the other hand, even better, the company has an unprecedented customer service opportunity to acknowledge the event and its cause, and then offer a 20% off coupon for a repeat purchase, turning a potential liability into a revenue recapture opportunity. This starts to make Acme look less like a seller of light bulbs and a lot more like a customer-focused lighting partner. Okay, so Acme also knows exactly when their products are activated, and they know how they're used. This gives them very high confidence about the end of life of each product. The MTBF on a smart LED bulb could be 25,000 hours, meaning our light bulb company only has a few times in a customer's lifetime to engage in repeat purchase. So wouldn't it be smart then to act like Amazon and apply some predictive analytics to know when lights are about to burn out, anticipate their customers' needs, and ship new lights out before their customers even order them? How great would that be? You get a light bulb in the mail, and you're like, I didn't order this, and like your lights go out. And there's a note with it that says, we thought you might be needing this right about now. This level of product insight, incidentally, is exactly what allows GE to shift its business from selling turbines to selling packages of 25,000 hours of guaranteed uptime. When you're flying home tonight, look out on the wing of your plane. That giant engine is provided as a service to the airline because they have all the sensor analytics data to do that. Okay, so if prescriptive analytics answers the question, what should I do? Then one thing to consider is who or what needs to know what to do. Our world is changing to a distributed intelligence model where data-driven decisions are being moved to the edge of the network. Things connected there, and those things are going to act independently for our and their benefit. Shouldn't we just skip the human middleman? give the devices the analytics data they need to be smarter? Yes. Smart connected things can be virtually connected to each other through the data they generate. The analytics data streams of 1 million Acme customers can provide device-level insight that can be sent right back to each individual product for its own benefit. Reaching into this cloud of collective intelligence from other users near and far, a light bulb may make the decision to optimize itself for the given situation. You could set the brightness level depending on the time of year, or the weather, or the crowdsourced optimal brightness setting that happens to be 100 lumens less than the standard setting, saving consumers money and extending the product life. Essentially evolving into a different product, a better product. Let's let the machines talk to each other and improve themselves through the collective intelligence they generate. Who's with me? All right. I know what you're thinking, which is why today I'd like to announce our partnership with Cyberdyne Systems to develop a revolutionary new platform called Skynet. Now, look, if we make things smarter and they take over, so be it. If anyone here can make my toaster smart enough to stop burning my damn toast, I'd happily let it take over the kitchen if it wants to. But seriously, the true value of the Internet of Things is not to make things smarter, but to make things better. Companies that understand this are going to take the top position in their categories. It all comes down to the data. Who owns the data, and what do they do with it? They use it to win. Other companies that forever looked decidedly offline have been transformed by data. Walmart is now both a retailer and a data company, creating a social genome to integrate big data analysis of their customers' social data and purchasing habits. They call it that because it's essentially a living organism that drives their business. Internet startups today are built from the ground up with analytics in mind because they know that data is where the opportunities are for disruption. And when it comes to physical products, the ability for things to communicate with their mothership is unprecedented in history and represents the single greatest opportunity to competitiveness that many industries have ever seen. So if the Internet of Things is going to generate data in volumes that dwarfs current internet traffic, and IoT companies are fundamentally going to compete on the depth and insight of their data, it really begs the question, who's going to own that data? And the only acceptable answer is you are. Maybe there are justifiable business reasons why you're going to let someone else have your data, but one of them is not, we're not in the data business, we only make things. If you make IoT things, you are now in the data business, so make sure you have a plan to own and leverage what is going to be your most valuable asset. Don't underestimate the probability of this happening, and don't underestimate the likelihood of it transforming your business too. In a way, you're opening Pandora's box by embracing the Internet of Things. Adding smart and connected to your products won't just change the products themselves. It's going to change the organization in ways that nobody anticipated. But for companies wanting to embrace the Internet of Things to extract the greatest value from their products and customer relationships, the new value chain must include device analytics. I'll leave you with this. Connectivity is the link to your customers, but analytics is your link to understanding them. My co-founder, Tristan, thought that this picture would describe that concept pretty well. You know, why are all of the dryers on the top row breaking? Because there's people in them, right? We didn't know that without the analytics. So knowing what your devices are doing, how your customers are using them, and how it all stacks up against your competition is simply the new way of doing business in the Internet of Things. And device analytics bridges the gap between the billions of products that are going to be connected and the trillions of insights they will generate. Look, thank you all for your time and attention. Thank you to our friends at LifeX for letting us demonstrate yesterday Tellient Analytics doing with their data what I described in this presentation. Tellient is the chair of the Analytics and Telemetry Working Group. Join our Friday call. Our AllJoin Analytics client will be available on or before the Cadence release in December. And if you want to convince your boss you need analytics, there's a white paper version of this presentation available at that URL. And lastly, please contact me if you're interested in learning more about how analytics can transform your business. Thank you.